sweet, everlasting, and not to be scooped out with a spoon. That's right, we are talking about honey. So, welcome to the Honey Pod. Hello everyone and welcome to the Honey Pod. My name is Lena, your host, and we have here the honey man, Mr.Plamen himself. So there's so much I didn't know about honey, and I'm so glad I have Mr.Plamen here to share more about it. So Mr.Plamen, please share with us, what do you do?
My name is Plamen, and I'm in the industry of honey for the last 7 years. It's been amazing and very interesting journey. And today we're going to reveal you some inside information that you have to know when it comes to honey.
Okay, so there are so many things about honey that I definitely don't know about. So as far as I know, honey is made out of bees or made from bees. And the only differences is that I know the honeys that you get from the grocery stores are not actually honey. So Plamen, can you tell me or tell us, what is the difference?
There is a big difference and a lot of varieties of different honey. Unfortunately, in people's mind, the honey is just honey. This is the same goes with liquid, and the different flavors comes from infusing honey with different scents. In fact, there is over 300 different types of honey, and this depends of country of origin, climate, but mostly it comes from the source from where the honey is being made. The nectar of every type of flower is giving different taste, flavor, and quality of skin.
I see.
Okay.
All right. So it comes from the flowers then, it's not so much of just, hey, I want to add a little bit of rose in there and I just put it in there.
You can do it, but that won't be a pure honey anymore.
I see.
When it comes to the pure honey, it should be natural. It should how the bees do it.
Right.
There is many more information that we can dip into it, because honey is divided by the source of where it been produced on nectar honey or honeydew honey. There is a organic and non-organic honey.
Wow.
There is a pure good quality honey,
right,
and pure bad quality honey. That's a big confusion for people. Yeah, but there is also raw and processed honey as well.
Okay, so there are, from what I can understand, there are a lot more honeys than I actually anticipated. So earlier you were mentioning there is pure honey and there's raw honey, and I would assume the freshest there would be the raw honey. So, what makes a honey raw?
That's very important question, and there is a lot of confusion out on the market. Raw honey by definition should be unprocessed honey, which means in the moment it's harvested, it's filled in the jars, and that's it. After that, it need to come to you and you have to consume it. Unfortunately, nowadays with the processing facilities, this is almost impossible to be, because the honey is being harvested in big centrifuges. After that is stored in a metal containers, going through metal pipes, going through metal pumps. It's been warmed up to keep the right viscosity, otherwise some machine won't work and cannot process it. So raw honey is very difficult to have. There is more likely to have raw honey from a small producers, which using very, very traditional and simple methods of harvesting honey, than some big brands, because definitely they will run it through a series of processes, and that's
the big machine will come and take it over.
Of course, yes.
Definitely. Actually,
the most easy way to and direct way to eat raw honey is honeycomb. That's never been processed, never been touched.
Right.
So that's actually, it's one of the rawest way of eating honey.
So if we want to get raw honey, make sure we get the raw honeycombs, or just the raw honeycombs itself.
Yep, that's the best way.
I've tasted only it once in my life, and I can tell you, that's a good stuff. So let's talk about a little bit about honey. there is so many types. There are pure honey, raw honey, unfiltered honey, and of course we want to get the best honey. We don't want to just get a honey that is going through metal pipes and jars and it's reheated. So how do we find that right honey? What would you recommend us to find it?
First, we need to tell that going through this machinery doesn't compromise the quality a lot. If it's done the right way, the losses of quality will be very, very minor. Okay. But to find on the market the quality and good quality honey, because I told you that there is a pure quality honey and pure bad quality honey, right?
Yep.
So to find that one on the market is very difficult and complex things. Many people nowadays are completely confident, and that's surprising me all the time when I talk to customers, that they have their own methods at home that they can find out the honey is pure or not.
Okay.
For example, they'll put the honey in water, and they will read the DNA of honey, or they will drop the honey to ants, and if they believe if the honey doesn't eat it, that's pure honey.
Right, the ant will eat it,
or honey should burn. All these things are absolutely not enough or even wrong. And actually there is only one way. This is a laboratory testing. And this is the only way that you will know what you have in your jar. There is no any other ways. For example, about this DNA reading, if you mix honey with some sugars, which usually used to to mix with honey, if you use 80% of honey, pure honey, and 20% of sugar, the honey still will act the same way, and you'll see this DNA. But you eat already fake honey. It's not pure anymore.
It's not pure.
So one tip that I can give to everyone is, when you look for honey, when you see your brand or supplier, you study the supplier, you see what kind of information they will give. Is there any laboratory testing? What is their quality control system, if any? And see from where the honey comes from. If there is some of this information on all of it, yes, most likely this is honest and supplier and you can trust. If that information missing, I recommend you don't buy.
I mean, it's just like medication and anything. If you want to know whether this is the pure good quality stuff, you want to check the the information. You need to be informed to make the right decisions.
Definitely. And here is matter of trust to your supplier, because laboratory testing is not cheap at all. For example, one full lab test for a single sample could go to $250 per sample. So that doesn't make sense for you to test any honey you buy. That's literally not possible. So that's why you search for the information that the supplier providing, and if there is information, that's honey you have to target to buy it.
So there's just so much about honey from what we learned today from Mr.
This is just the tip of the iceberg that we touched today.
Exactly. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. Just like every other thing, there's just so much to learn about honey. And thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Most welcome.
There's just so much to learn. So thank you for watching today's session on Honey Pod. And if you like to know more about the natural gooey sweetness that is your honey, make sure you do like this video, subscribe to this channel, and of course hit that notification bell to find out when we are uploading our videos. And one thing I'd like to leave all of you with today is the biggest question is, what is your biggest belief about honey? So write it down in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye-bye.